Hello, lovelies. I'm Candy, and today I wanted to jump on and answer a question that one of you beautiful souls reached out and asked me through private message. So I'll read the question out to you. And the question is it normal when you have been in a codependent relationship previously and are finally feeling like you're in a healthy relationship to always want to analyze and evaluate whether the new relationship is healthy? Like second guessing yourself that can I actually do it right? And so there's a couple of things I want to share with you here. And the first one is that codependency is a relationship paradigm where you have learnt to betray yourself. And so your whole previous relationship or your whole life up until that point, you have been reinforcing and learning that in order to keep a relationship, you have to betray yourself. So there's obviously going to be this element of not trusting yourself, not believing that you can have a healthy relationship or that you get to have a relationship and have a beautiful relationship with yourself at the same time. So just know that having this distrust is totally normal, and it's learned behavior. It's basically the core of codependency, so it's totally normal. The second thing is that you're actually comparing yourself to who you used to be in that old relationship. So in that old relationship, you were acting out your codependent patterns unconsciously. You didn't know you were doing it. You were simply reacting to the other person. You were living out those wounds as if that was real, as if that was the only truth. You were totally asleep. And so as you've gone on this journey and you started to wake up, you started to become aware, you started to notice that this is a pattern and this is how I'm behaving and interacting with other people, and this is a result of all my childhood wounding, and I can choose differently. You are not that person anymore, right? So how you're showing up now is you're awake in your new relationship, you're aware, hyper aware, which is, it can be a bit draining, but it's a good thing because you have to be aware in order to create the new patterns, in order to choose something different. But I believe that you can't really go back to sleep after you're awake from that. Once you know that you're codependent, once you know all of the different ways that it plays out in your relationships, it's a good thing to be aware, to be hypervigilant, and to constantly have a process of checking in with yourself, checking in with the reality of your relationship, and checking if it is in alignment with how you want to feel in a relationship, or whether it's fueled with fear or some of those old patterns. So can you get a relationship right after being codependent? I totally believe so, but it does come down to having, making sure that you have those tools in place. So you have means to be able to check in with yourself and ask yourself, is this relationship healthy? How am I showing up? Am I projecting old stuff onto a new healthy relationship? Am I trying to create the old relationship pattern when it's not actually there, which is another thing that can happen. So absolutely you can have a new relationship, but it does require those tools, checking in with yourself, having that relationship with yourself where you stay committed to yourself as well as growing the relationship. And it comes down to basically keep practicing. So every time you become aware of the codependent patterns coming up, it's about saying, yes, that's fine, that's my trigger, that's how I used to react, here's my power, here's my choice, and I choose something different. And the more you practice it, the more you do that, the stronger that will become your natural reaction, and the old way will lose its power, its charge, it won't be your automatic response anymore. But that is something that takes time and practice, especially in relationships. So there's only so much of that process that you can learn and practice while you're on your own. But then when you go into a new relationship, it's about, okay, making the new choices and seeing and noticing how the old dynamic is trying to show up in the new dynamic, and course correcting and changing that as you go. So there you go. I hope that answers your question. It's totally normal to overanalyze and check in and evaluate if your relationship is healthy and whether it's actually possible to have a healthy relationship. It's so normal. So keep going. You're on the right track. And if any of you have any other beautiful questions you'd love me to answer in a video, drop it below. Or if you'd like to be anonymous, then you can send me a PM and ask me a question, and I'll jump on and do it as a video. All right, I'm sending you so much love. Have a beautiful day, and I will see you again soon. Namaste.